So in this video, I'm just gonna let you guys know that it was previously filmed a few months back. I just didn't want you guys to be confused. It has been some time since I filmed, since the apartment story, but I definitely wanted to let you guys know about what happened. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be giving you a story time of my crazy / terrible apartment story. So this is my first apartment and a lot went down, so I will be getting into that. First, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more future content. And without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, let's get into this tea. So I had originally found out about this apartment because my friend had reached out to me saying that there is an open bed space in the room she will be in for the apartment. The apartment originally has 3 rooms. 2 of them are singles. The other one is a shared bedroom space, which is the one that I was going to sign the lease for. I had originally looked into the apartment she told me about, looked at the pictures. It was so beautiful. The thing about this is the apartment was still being built, so there was only virtual pictures for us to see and look at. Even when I went in, the floor plans and stuff like that they showed me, everything looked pretty similar. The apartment was really nice. The room I chose was one of the cheaper rents, so I was all down for it. Only thing is, around the time I was already kind of skeptical on signing a lease because of COVID going on. Regardless, if we had hybrid classes, which was the original plan for the first half of the semester, I have to be up there somehow. I do live an hour-ish away from my campus, but I do not want to drive that every day back and forth. I definitely thought that maybe having an apartment would probably be best, but you know, it happened. So I signed my lease and everything like that, was secure with it, and I was like, okay, well, you know, now time to prepare for getting into my apartment. I signed my lease in around maybe July, I would say. Mid-July, actually, around mid-July. The only thing is, after I signed the contract, our rent was due. Now, I didn't have to move in until around August 18th, but rent was due on August 1st because what the apartment did not clearly say was that the lease was 12 installments, not 12 months. Therefore, even if we didn't move in, the first installment was due August 1st. And that kind of already had me blown because I'm like, I'm moving in and I'm paying August 1st rent for that month, but I'm not moving in until the 18th, which is basically more than halfway through the month. I was already kind of pissed by that. My campus sent out how, you know, the rest of the semester will be. The first half is hybrid and the second half was going to be fully virtual. Based off of that message, I already was kind of, you know, hesitant that I signed the lease because if we're only in school for 3 months, barely that because it's hybrid, not fully in person. If we're in school for 3 months, then I have to be back home for 3 months until spring semester starts. I definitely thought that it would probably be better to save my money and stay home, but because I signed the lease, I was just trying to have everything planned for me to move up there. I already did have 2 of my jobs. I had CCA and basically a mentoring job, and those were my campus jobs. I didn't really mind it. I had, you know, a stream of income in, and I also did have, you know, my financial situation figured out for my apartment. But before I did move in, I was still making Facebook posts just in case someone did bite on the offer to avoid paying the futures rent. But it seemed like nobody was really interested. And I just assumed that, you know, they all figured out their living situations ahead of time, and I was just kind of last minute on just wanting to give up my space. Anytime that I had someone message me about it, it never fully went through, so it was so discouraging because I would have people interested, but either they were guys because it's a full girl apartment. I want to look for a female. Someone would reach out and then they'd be like, oh, you know, I don't have the money, or let me ask, or, you know, something like that. So there was always just something, and it was just so frustrating, and I felt like I was stuck with the apartment, y'all. The contract would say that if we were to look for someone to take over our spot, we had to look for them ourselves. So I've had some people message me when they saw my post saying that, you know, the apartment will, you know, make a social media post and stuff like that. I felt like I never got the same help as the people that said they got help and were able to get out the apartment. So it was very discouraging, very frustrating already. But I continue to make posts on Facebook every once in a while, make, you know, posts on my Snapchat stories and things like that. Now, August 18th, I did move in. I didn't move my stuff in, but I did get the keys. So I walk around the building. I take recordings of it. It's a brand new building. I wanted to see what it was about. So I'll put little snippets in the here. Yeah, it was a very nice apartment. My individual apartment, like with just me and my roommates, was really nice as well. So I was very excited with, you know, everything looking so brand new and just modern. Within the 3 days, that apartment has completely changed, and not in a good way. Like, I come back and it is completely defaced. The elevators are gross. There's footprints on the wall. How does footprints get on the wall? I don't get, like, it was gross. I can insert pictures right here. But I had footprints on the wall, handprints on the wall. There was, spills all over the floor. I went into use, the amenities. I went to the gym. People weren't wearing their masks. There wasn't any cleaning wipes or anything like that for the equipment. I had to bring my own. The hand sanitizer things were empty. It just felt so dirty in that building compared to when I first went. The trash rooms were overfilled. The trash was flowing out of the actual room itself because people did not know how to put it down a chute. And I don't get how people can do that. Like, how can you really go into a brand new building and just disrespect it as bad as it was disrespected, Apparently over the weekend, they had there was a rooftop party. There was a rooftop party, and that building, we're allowed to have guests and stuff like that. And us being college students, I'm not going to be part of the us, but it being, a college student kind of apartment, obviously there's going to be parties. Obviously, people don't care, and that's what I didn't like. Now, if it wasn't COVID, if COVID didn't exist, I would be completely fine with that apartment. It's very beautiful. The rooftops are perfect to have parties on. The pool is perfect to have a little pool party with. But COVID was not it, and I don't get why people were so comfortable with risking their health. I mean, I love to party, but hey, I was not about to. It wasn't worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, y'all. Like, we're in a whole pandemic. So I was already, after those few days, I was so thrown off by the fact that that building had changed so much since I had been there. I felt like the more days I stayed, the more and more kept happening. And that also just pushed me towards wanting to get the heck out of there. So I come back after the weekend, like I said, I bring my stuff in to actually move in with. But obviously I saw that mess and I was like, I don't know how long I'll be staying here. I don't. I automatically just, try to live through it. I go to the gym, make sure I have my mask on. I bring my cleaning supplies. Like I said, I didn't really use the amenities. I stayed in my room most of the time. And if I wasn't in my room, I was at work. So I was not really the type of person that was, throwing parties. Me and my roommates were not like that. We respected the fact that we wanted our apartment to be COVID free. So we weren't gonna have no kickbacks or whatever. We can have our boyfriends, our close friends, whatever, but we respected our boundaries to not disrespect our space that was like clean, because we were clean people. I like that. That's the one thing I love about my roommates. They were clean. We're about 3 days into the semester. All the students get an email from the school saying how they were gonna go fully virtual. It took 3 days. Not even that, because I think it was in the middle of the 3rd day, for us to be fully shut down and go back to virtual. That was sad. But the bad thing is a lot of students were kind of scrambling on trying to figure out what they were going to do for living situations, because our campus was kicking off basically all the students unless you applied for extended housing for certain circumstances. So I did, with all the posts that I had before moving in, people were finally trying to hit me up. Yeah, some of them were guys, so I couldn't, obviously, like, that offer wasn't good. I needed to find females. But I did have a good amount of, like, girls asking about the place, which actually had me excited, because I was like, wait, I actually might be able to get the heck. A lot of them didn't want to fully finish through. They would ask about the place. I would send them the videos from the first day and everything like that, but then not reach out or something would happen. But I did have a couple good offers. But as soon as I found out we were going to be fully virtual, that's in my head when it clicked, okay, I'm going home. There's no point in staying in this apartment. Now, my desk job, they cut our hours. I didn't have a reason to be up at school if, my second job of mentoring was virtual. I could just text, and still do my job all virtually. So at that time, I just wanted to go home. All that craziness happened, the building, that for myself, it was just best to go home. Like, I needed to be in my own room, rent-free, COVID-free, and just living my best life without having to worry about too much financially right now. If anything, this would be the semester to kind of help me out. The day of us finding out about us being sent home, or it just being fully virtual, I had mentioned to my roommates that I am looking to get rid of my apartment. They had mentioned to me that they signed something that could have allowed them to get out of their lease, but they just didn't want to. I was like, so what document y'all signed? Because I just signed the regular contract. They showed me it and they said they got that before moving in because they had asked if, because of other apartments around saying there is a certain paper for, you know, if COVID, you know, had hit and it affected our school. So I was like, I wasn't aware of this. I've been calling before I even moved in, trying to see what other options there were for me to be able to get out this apartment, and they definitely did not tell me that. So I called the apartment desk and I asked them about that document, and they said because I had already moved in that it was not valid for me no more. The whole time before I moved in, I had called them. So I was like, no way they're trying to keep me trapped. Like, they're kind of like, I'm telling you, the way that that apartment did stuff was really shady, y'all. And I feel like the management there is so terrible. Like, the management there is definitely just, they just need better management, especially for a new building. Like, come on, do better. Do better. The month or so of just stress I have had because of this apartment and me finding out that it could have been prevented from this one document, it had me mad. Like, it could have saved me so much time if a situation like this was going to run into us and I was not given that option. Like, who does that? Aren't you supposed, like, I didn't get that. So I definitely was, you know, annoyed. They were all on my side, my parents were, because they knew how much work I had been trying to put into getting rid of this apartment. I had a couple girls ask and I showed them the place. One of them was able to bite on the offer, and I got her set up with the paperwork real quick because look, I was trying to get out. I didn't really care at that point. I wanted to get this process over with and I wanted to just be done with this apartment. I would let that apartment know, look, I have someone willing to sign. I need you guys to be as quick as possible with setting her up with paperwork so I can get out of this. Because if they were the reason that she didn't sign because, oh, she had second guesses or anything because of their length of time they took to give her this, I was gonna go crazy. Like, I would be pissed. So they finally did their part, whatever. She signed her papers. I signed my part, and like, I took a deep breath. If this is really how like real estate and all that stuff works and all the contracts work, and that's how people get their bread, that is wrong. I was able to get the fees and stuff cleared for me being able to sublet it. I didn't have to pay September's rent. I was happy and I moved out. It really just was like the best process to finally just remove my stuff out there and just be back home. I'm still working a job back home and I'm still working my virtual mentoring job. So I am completely fine here. I am so glad that I do not have to deal with that terrible apartment no more. Because I also did find out recently that there was a stabbing. Y'all, I am glad I left when I did. I'm glad I left when I did. Now, I know I have some friends there and stuff like that. So I did hope they were safe and everything like that. And they do continue to be safe. But I am just glad that I made the decision for myself to get out of there. And like I said, though, definitely if it wasn't a pandemic, I wouldn't mind living there because it's pretty cool. Like, the amenities are cool, but it's just not social distancing friendly, y'all. Okay, so I wanted to add in something else because this is a few months in, like I did say. And so the apartment, there has been some more incidents since I even filmed that. So there has been a rat situation also with the apartment. That definitely has turned into a big situation and it has been posted on multiple articles. I think the rats probably came because of all the trash. Like, there was so much trash and that's definitely very gross. From my friends' videos that I've seen, alarms will be going off in the middle of the night. Like, honey, I would hate for that to happen. So I'm definitely glad I left. I still have no regrets. I think that's about it. Thank you so much for listening to my crazy apartment story, y'all. I hope that you guys liked it though. But thank you so much for watching my video. Please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.